But I loved those old parts of Epic Mealtime, Harley, where like by scene, I could see like your eyes get lazier, and then it would eventually you just be just screaming like, and I can imagine what Amir or whoever the camera guy was like, no, say it again, and you're like, we got more bacon than you shake a piece of bacon at.
Yeah, I gotta go through all the old episodes and see all the jokes that I were like, this wouldn't fly. See how much they wouldn't fly now.
I don't feel like you guys were ever too like offensive with that. Like,
no,
it
I was
always
careful.
funny.
I remember the fourth episode. There was one joke that I was cracking up laughing at, and I didn't want to put it in. I wasn't like I just remember the first time I was really wondering if I could do it or not, and it was it was like, oh, it was the Bacon Epic. I was like, we put that in the oven for 6 hours while we all jerked off and fucked each other. And it was a shot of us just standing there together in the kitchen. Like, and it was just a line. It wasn't even bad. But just being like, while we jerked off and fucked each other was like, especially like, what's the word? Like, explicit. And it was like, and I just didn't know how it would fly. And I was like, oh, forget it. Let's put less.
Did you ever record one and you're like, we're not using this. This didn't turn out like we wanted. This is no good.
Two epic meals. One of them was, and we ended up releasing it eventually because we needed an emergency release. It was like, we took ground beef and we put things inside the ground beef and made ground beef. But when it was done, it just looked like shit. Like actual, like you put it in a condom and suck it. And I looked at it, I was like, we can't put this out. But then like 8 months later,
that's how I get my emergency release.
8 months later, I was just like laughing at the whole concept. I was like, I put that shit episode out, call it Incredible Hulk Turds. And it's a video that's out there. I don't know if it's still out there. We got a lot of weird, incorrect copyright claims on videos. So a bunch of them are private. But yeah, that was one video that we just trashed. I was like, it's not gonna.
We made this video one time. I think this company that did like Soldier of Fortune stuff, like you would be able to.
What is that?
Mercenaries. They arrange jobs for mercenaries.
Oh, okay.
Like they wanted an ad, and I was like, that sounds hilarious.
I thought you were talking about like Soldier of Fortune, the magazine.
Well, doing this in the back of Soldier of Fortune, the magazine, once you got past the booby traps,
you got literal Soldiers of Fortune. Okay.
Yeah. You got ads. It's like needed. Former military service, like healthy, have your vaccinations for blah, blah, blah. Willing to do wet work in the Mediterranean. You'll be on a cargo vessel, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Does wet work mean killing or water?
Yeah, potentially.
Killing. Yeah.
Killing.
Like that would be on there. So, it's mercenaries for hire. And we did this video with like me, Gator, fucking Jeremy, and another person whose name I won't sully by saying like it was what's his name?
Iraq veteran. Just guessing.
Close. Looks like him. Anyway, it was my neighbor he's the one who actually blew up the fridge that time that hurt Scott. He was technically the one who pulled the trigger. Anyway, Chris, we're all wearing balaclavas, and the idea is we're advertising that, you can go to this website, you can hire mercenaries if you're like a foreign government, and it's all legal. It's on the up and up. But I was filming like multiple segments and I was like, I'll fix it in the editing. But one segment, I'm like in a car shooting the windshield out with a pistol. Immediately, like I go deaf because that's a terrible idea. I was like, no, all right, cut this part out. But the main part was like there was a part where we're all standing there armed, looking like douchebags, which was just cringy as fuck. But then the main stunt was I'm in a truck that has explosives in it, and I'm driving it down a hill, and then I jump out as it's driving, and then stand up and blow it up as it rolls away. So we got that done. That looked cool, but the rest of it was just a mess. And then I think we also tried to do one for, it was when you came down, Harley, where I was trying to blow up turkeys or something. And that just turned into a mess. I had bought so many turkeys and loaded them with explosives, and the bones were hitting us. like chunks of bone hit me and drew blood. And I was like, what are we even doing?
What are we doing? We just ruined a lot of families' Thanksgivings is what we did.
YouTube 2013 shit is what you were doing.
Yeah.
What's the theme here? Does anybody know what the theme is?
Well, we did 2 liters.
Kind of, guns, kind of.
We did
Kind of a
Boogies Theaters
wasteful
30 times.
theme.
Would you
remember doing a
ever
Thanksgiving
go
video
back
once.
to it? Like if they
gave me guns again,
Grandmaster Trump, if Grand Wizard Trump gets in office and then he looks down on you and he touches you with his magic finger of expungement,
yeah,
and he's like, Kyle, you better get back out there, champ. You're my favorite YouTuber. And then you'd definitely get back in the mix, right? Dimitri would have to come back. You'd have to give yourself a really silly
you're telling
Eastern
me I got
European
45.
haircut.
I got 45 and 47, like pumping me up. Like, is he going to tweet me out?
Someone in the middle of a press
videos?
conference is like, President Trump, will you free Kyle Myers? Will you remove the restrictions on him? And he'd be like, Kyle Myers, that's the Russian fellow online. My God, my favorite content. Yes. And then he does that. I like the one where he was the hitman, never played the games, but he killed it. Like that. Like, that's what he would do. And then you'd have to come back. You'd have to serve your country.
Well, of course. Serve my country. I literally would. Well, like if you were a fan, I'd be like, sir, mate, I know our recruitment is down. I could help with Army recruitment. We'll do some kick-ass videos with me using some of the, that just sells itself. But yeah, of course, if the president was going to promote my fucking videos, yeah, of course. No, if they gave me guns back, I would make some kind of a content or another. But what I don't want to do is
Mr. Trump,
anything that doesn't involve real
password?
guns. Start a new channel. I get start a new channel with like Mr. Trump is gonna like 100%, like that would eat the algorithm alive. A brand new channel that where
the most popular gun YouTuber, believe it or not, folks, he was Russian. And people are like, boo, boo. And he's like, not anymore. We converted him. Gave him a new American name. Now he's a good white guy.
Joining the army, and I was saying, on the topic of joining the army, I asked Sam Hyde once, I was like, do you ever think about joining the army or ever do that? He was like, yeah, I tried to join the army, but the U.S. government deemed that I was far too valuable as a civilian.
I don't
that sounds
true. He had it like ready to go. He had that line ready to go.
They need the ghost of Providence up there making fucking YouTube videos.